On the 2nd of November 2023, Madfinger Games, a company based in the Czech Republic and with a catalogue of entirely phone games that look a bit like this, or this, or even this, released a trailer for a game unlike anything they'd made before. Grey Zone Warfare, an immersive, tactical first-person shooter with a focus on realism unlike any game before it. You play as one of 3 private military companies, completing missions on an expansive open world where both enemy players and AI combatants will be your 2 primary threats. On Lemang Island, the world is your playground. You can complete missions however you please, at whatever speed you like, with a party or solo in a realistic jungle setting reported to have no loading screens and a complete immersive experience from the moment you gear up in your base, to your helicopter ride to the insertion point, to your exfil and return home when the mission is done. You can see why first-person shooter enjoyers from across the globe were incredibly interested in the development of this title. Of course, Grey Zone Warfare is far from the first realistic shooter of its kind. Many developers over the years have pushed the boundaries of what is possible in a realistic FPS, but it would be a challenge to name one that both looks as good as this and yet remains absent of that realistic shooter jank many realism gamers will be all too aware of. Grey Zone looked effortlessly smooth, with an unparalleled attention to detail and a premise most shooter enjoyers have always dreamed of. I mean, they literally did a whole presentation on Grey Zone's advanced weapon ballistics, which accurately portrayed bullet trajectories through multiple objects, including having the ability to bounce bullets off the surface of water. Combine this with the company's clear dedication to military accuracy through its inclusion publicly of military experts like Sean McFate and Andre Spicer, and there was a very real sense amongst the wider audience that this game, full of lofty promises, would actually deliver. Speaking of games that will actually deliver, a quick word from this video's sponsor, Sniper Elite Resistance. Sniper Elite is back and it's bigger and better than ever. Mark your calendars because Sniper Elite Resistance launches January 30th, 2025, and you can pre-order it right now. The latest installment brings you everything you love about the series, from the unrivaled sniping mechanics to intense stealth and tactical third-person combat. With Sniper Elite Resistance, you'll have the freedom to approach missions your way, complete kill list targets, choose your infiltration and extraction points, and explore new propaganda missions, where you step into the boots of a Resistance fighter for the first time ever in the series. Dive into a full-length standalone campaign, playable solo or with friends in co-op. Equip authentic World War II weapons and enjoy the signature X-ray kill cam your enemies' balls know and love. Plus, fan-favorite multiplayer and invasion mode are back. Sniper Elite Resistance launches day 1 on Game Pass and will be available digitally and physically for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Steam, and the Epic Games Store. Pre-order using my link in the description and you'll unlock the Target Führer mission, a bonus weapon skin, and the powerful Carabiner 98 rifle. Pre-order deluxe for even more, gain 2 days early access and the iconic M1911 pistol. And if you're a PC or Steam player, pre-order directly from the Rebellion shop to score a free exclusive Sniper Elite camo t-shirt and 2 digital comics. What you aim for? Pre-order Sniper Elite Resistance today using my link in the pinned comment and the top of the video description. Join the Resistance and make every shot count. Now, where were we? Now, of course, if you know the story of Grey Zone Warfare, you'll know that some of these lofty promises fell, and perhaps true to the thematics of the game itself, into the grey area of early access releases. The game I played on release was far from the marketed product. Realistic bullet trajectories hardly matter when an enemy AI can tank 15 rounds without even flinching. Jesus. Or your bullets can't even break glass. A realistic looking game world hardly matters when the enemy AI can be found standing around looking like this. Or this. The game claimed to have no loading screens, as long as you ignore the whole thing almost freezing and crashing your entire machine as soon as you try to leave the base, or walk anywhere, or, well, do anything. Right, this runs like piss. Now, although I'd already left the game at this point, there were further reports of players camping helicopter landing areas, as these were known spots that never changed, and aside from walking were your only way into the island. Players would also easily make their way to the enemy player's spawn area and literally shoot them on spawn, which was actually an intentional feature but was worryingly easy to do and probably not very good for the game. Now, a lot of these issues were later fixed, but the damage, at least in my opinion, was done.
What are we paying for? Why are we buying a broken game?
I think we're buying a promise.
Madfinger Games proudly report that Greyzone sold over 1 million copies. But with a sales figure that big and yet a player base of just over 1,000 concurrent players, I'd be interested to know about how many of those sales turned into refunds. And this presents to me the unchanging problem of the early access model. While yes, it allows a developer to release a product early to generate more funds to continue developing the product, it does so while simultaneously alienating an entire potential audience by failing to deliver on promises established in the pre-release marketing. For Greyzone, many of the players who played that day one release will likely never come back. Or will they? Hi, 94.9 FM, Slorgs here. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not here solely to dog on a game that left me disappointed. I'm here because Greyzone Warfare is launching its big new Night Ops update, the first major update for the game. I was invited to a closed early access playtest spanning a few days. I'm talking both literal days and in-game days, to take a look at the changes. I thought it was a little strange they invited me, considering the only video I ever published on this game was this. But nevertheless, I was excited to see how Greyzone had progressed and whether it could prove to me that early access can actually work, and isn't just a death sentence for every modern release. Welcome to Night Ops. I know, for a nighttime operation, it's looking a little bright, and that's because the game is so realistic that night actually comes after the day. And as you can see, it's 5 AM, so we're pretty much as far from night as you could possibly be. Unless of course you went backwards, but the time travel update is next year. But this does provide a golden opportunity to see all the game has to offer, as there's a lot more to this update than nighttime. As you can see from this extensive list, there are things like weapon durability, an emote system, and perhaps most interestingly to me at least, upgraded AI. While the day is young, let's take a look at that AI. Hello? Does he see me? Okay. Oh. Jesus, I shot that guy so hard he disappeared.
Was it broken?
I found him, he's here.
You found him?
Yeah.
Oh, another
Okay.
light doesn't work. What? This guy just killed me.
I don't know. What just killed me?
I was just too tapped in the head. Yeah. You keep whistling in the shower. It's all good. Don't worry about me. What the hell happened to this guy?
That's the guy I shot earlier.
What's I keep seeing ghost people. Let's be honest, if this is the upgraded AI, I'd hate to see what the old AI looked like. This AI has two settings, John Wick and literal brain-dead AFK coma patient. Like this guy, what is he doing? There is no in-between, unless of course we're talking about the AI that appear and disappear, phase into walls, or teleport behind you like Nightcrawler from X-Men. And this wouldn't usually bother me if it wasn't for the fact that fighting AI is pretty much the entire game. In Greyzone Warfare, you have access to a vast open world, full of absolutely nothing. Once you look past the trees and sounds of frogs and your feet making duck noises... Why you sound like a duck. So why do you sound like a duck? All there is to do is a long list of missions that involve fighting AI. And yes, there is a PvP element to this game, and I'll get into that, but the majority of the game is PvE, at least to begin with. And the PvE feels like an unfinished placeholder for a PvE that doesn't exist yet. The missions are an endless variation of find this box, find this guy, walk around this place, go track this thing, but be careful, you only have an unlimited amount of time to do it, endless respawns, and an AI enemy that barely requires your brain to be turned on, so look out! I'm not saying I didn't die to the AI, and I'm well aware that extraction shooters with missions in them are all mediocre and bland, but man, does this feel like literally going and doing the weekly food shop. It just feels like there's absolutely nothing at stake at all. And there are of course more places to explore on the map beyond the first town with more geared AI and more chances of meeting enemy human players, but the time it takes to get any mission in these further afield areas feels a bit ridiculous. Oh, would you look at that? You've been saved from my rant because it's nighttime. In the game you now have access to these night vision goggles, once you unlock them, and these night vision weapon attachments, once you unlock them. But this isn't just any tactical smorgasbord of night vision memorabilia. This is
some of the most realistic night vision technology in gaming.
If only I had a guy in my party so well versed in night vision, he literally built his own from scratch with his bare hands. Oh hey Optic.
Yeah, no, I think it's good, but you can't change the brightness of your reticle, so you can't aim. You have 3 steps, right? One step that turns light into electrons, one step that multiplies the electrons, and the last step that turns the electrons back into light. And the last step is a phosphor screen, and phosphors are like minerals, and they are burning. When they get hit by electricity, they emit light, and they get used up. So if they get hit by a really, really bright light, they get used up really quickly. And if it's too bright, you can just like burn it.
Yeah.
And then that spot will be dark forever because it doesn't have any phosphors to emit light.
Surprisingly, I understand. I understand that somehow. So the night vision is actually pretty realistic. That's cool. But while we're here at night, let's play some Minecraft. Minecraft has a lot of things going for it. It's a great way to farm views on YouTube videos from children. It would make a great movie if it wasn't made by whoever the f wrote this. And most importantly, it has a day-night cycle. During the day, Minecraft is an idyllic paradise where you can punch trees with your fist and build a home out of dirt in the floor worthy of a £2,000 a month price tag in London. But at night, Minecraft becomes a living hell. From the shadows emerge horrifying creatures that prove truly challenging for even a seasoned Minecraft veteran, and clearly set apart the activities you may undertake during the day versus what is possible during the night. You join me back in Grey Zone Warfare. I've got painfully bored of shooting the same AI for the 100th time in the starter town, and I'm now making my way across the map to find human enemies to fight with near their own base. Until you discover new LZ locations, the only way to get there is with an 8,000 meter trek through the jungle, in this case at night. Any soldier worth their salt would tell you this is a daunting task, but not for me. Not only am I well-arred, but it turns out the night world of Grey Zone is exactly the same as the day world, just at night. And so, as you frolic through dark, entirely unperilous endless jungle, you start to ponder to yourself, am I Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Dayman, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun. I get it, night vision is cool. In a modern warfare setting, fighting at night has become common practice, and so should your realistic modern war game have night vision in it. Sure, and yeah, a lot of these changes offer up quality of life improvements that a Grey Zone superfan is probably getting wet just thinking about. And that's great. And does the game run a bit better than day one? It certainly does. But my guy, the game world is empty. The missions are meaningless. The AI don't even take damage from knives for some reason.
We have all the missions done, right? Bring
Yep.
proof of identity to lab rat.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't
I've
take
got the
knife
medallion.
damage.
What?
Yeah, they're completely immune to knives.
What the fuck, man?
I was just stood right in front of him, just looking him dead in the eyes, stabbing him.
I fell down this cliff and died, and it doesn't even matter because getting back there is so unimpeded by the game world, I can just run back there with a knife and it doesn't even matter. Like, what are we even doing here? This is an Unreal Engine tech demo. I'm not saying there isn't hope for Grey Zone Warfare. My fear is that by the time it gets to a point where the game is worth playing, any potential player base will have long given up on the title because early access is like the great edging, orgasm-denying cuck of the gaming world. They edge you for months with an incredible looking product, only to leave you erect and unsatisfied with a game that's barely half finished. And I would usually end the video there. But to be honest, it's left me a bit erect and unsatisfied. And that's because these closed playtests always fail to capture one truly important aspect of the game, and that's its community. Prior to forcing myself into playing this playtest, I forced myself to play the live vanilla game to get a feel of what was on offer, to have some kind of comparison point for the update. And the events that transpired shocked me. Within 5 seconds of spawning in, this guy
Hey yo, buddy, Can you hear me?
Unprompted, came up to me and started a conversation. He proceeded to give me at least 6 full backpacks of some of the best gear in the game and then sent me on my way to have fun. I ended up accidentally getting on the wrong chopper and dying to an enemy player I didn't expect in a place I'd never been to. Respawned, brought my big brothers to the place I died to teach the dude some manners, and ended up actually getting 2 kills before dying at the LZ. Two kills for me. It was at this point I discovered a harrowing truth.
What up, man? Who got you?
I can't remember.
I was gonna type to you. There's a guy named
That was the guy. That was the guy who got me.
Yeah, he's guaranteed cheating.
Oh, really?
Guaranteed fucking cheating. I've played against him for quite a while. I'm just telling you, man. If you are part of the Gray Zone Discord, just read.
Oh, he's a known enemy.
Oh, he's very known cheater.
I put my feelings to one side and committed to the starter missions where some AI did weird Grey Zone AI things. Uh-oh. I think he forgot I was there. And then my game crashed while there was literally nothing going on. And that is the absolute epitome of Grey Zone Warfare. A game with some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and also a sprinkling of hackers who will likely never get banned. All rammed into a game full of weird AI that could crash at literally any moment. My greatest fear is that adding night vision doesn't fix any of these things. And the sun sets on another day-night cycle in Grey Zone Warfare. The game remains a mystery to me. I find it to have pockets of fun concealed within a monumental pile of barely finished trash. My name is Slorgs, and I send this message to anyone thinking of trying Grey Zone Warfare in 2024. Keep your expectations low, your hopes high, and definitely don't stand under the helicopter while it's landing. Oh! And that was my experience at Grey Zone Warfare in its latest night vision state. Thanks for watching. If you like this, you might like my recent Foxhole review, or perhaps this video where I do a deep dive on Squad's tumultuous state. Also, if you're interested, friend of the channel, Big Jeff, is starting his own YouTube channel, and he actually also recorded in this game. So if you want to see his perspective, go check out his Grey Zone video. Wild times.
Yeah, look at this. Look, so it looks fine now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I put the helmet on, it's just like cuts along the edge of the helmet.